Hello and welcome to a brand new YouTube video. It has been a while. I think it has been about a year or thereabouts, but I am back with a brand new YouTube video today, and it's all about speaking in a foreign language. So I'm going to show you exactly how to improve your speaking skills by yourself without support from a teacher, without support from a native speaker, something that you can do today all by yourself. So we're going to start this video with a little challenge, and I'm going to do a little speaking challenge where I choose a topic and I speak on it for 1 minute without stopping. But I'm allowed to have some hesitation and natural language, some filler words, because that's such an important part of language. So I'm going to be encouraging you guys to actually use those words to your advantage. So I'm going to be doing this speaking challenge in French, Spanish and Italian. I'm actually going to use my watch to set my own timer, so I will be checking down there. And I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with French. And I've basically chosen a topic at random, and it's just something that I'm going to try and speak about in French with my filler words, with my hesitation, in just a very natural way and for 1 minute. So if you're learning French, then you can try to follow through. I'm also going to do this in Spanish and Italian, so you can also skip ahead to there if you're more interested in hearing those. The theme I've chosen for French is sport, so let's get started. Donc, je vais vous parler du sport. En fait, je me considère assez sportive puisque je pratique le sport pas tous les jours. Pour moi, je crois que le sport, c'est une des choses la plus importantes de la vie en fait, parce que ça nous rend contents, et c'est bon non seulement pour la santé physique, mais aussi la santé mentale. Donc moi personnellement, je pratique le paddle, qui est un sport comme le tennis. C'est un sport à raquette. Et on joue à 4, donc avec 4 personnes. Et voilà, c'est très amusant, je l'adore. En plus, je fais aussi de la natation, ce que j'adore aussi, mais c'est plutôt un sport individuel. Mais voilà. Okay, that was my French. So I just stopped the timer. That was 1 minute speaking in French, and I had a lot of hesitation, and I actually invite you to pick up on the words, listen to it again, the words that I repeated a lot. Now, I feel like, personally, I say the word voilà a lot in French. So basically what I'm saying is use filler words to your advantage. Learn the filler words that are used mostly in that language. And when you are hesitating, instead of kind of reverting to your English or doing a lot of then chuck in the filler word, and it gives you more confidence. It makes you come across a lot more fluent. So let's go into Spanish now. I know I keep looking down at my watch because I'm checking on the stopwatch and everything, so that's why. But yeah, Spanish, the topic that I've chosen here is traveling, viajar. So let's start the timer. A mí me gusta mucho viajar. Creo que es muy divertido viajar, y yo en mi vida he viajado bastante. Mi forma favorita de viajar es de viajar de modo lento, de manera lenta. Y pues en el pasado he viajado, lo más lejos que he viajado es hasta el Japón. Y eso fue un viaje maravilloso, muy interesante, porque es un país muy distinto de donde vivo yo, de mi experiencia en Europa, y me encantó un montón. Además, he viajado bastante en Europa, y mi país favorito es Italia. Okay, I feel like I struggled so much more with that one. There was a lot more hesitation, and I was almost tempted to be like, can I restart this? But that wasn't the purpose of the exercise, of the challenge. So yeah, definitely found that harder, and that's probably because Spanish is not on the level of my French. So yeah, but it's absolutely fine to hesitate like I did, and and even to use some ums and some ands, and so like learning the word and in the language that you speak. Obviously that would be one of the first things you learn, but actually it comes in handy. The next one I'm going to do is Italian, and it's interesting because you're going to see that I'm going to struggle with this one, or I'm setting myself up to, I don't know, just to prepare myself. Because Italian is, although it's my second language and the language that I learned as a child, it's not a language that I've been practicing much the last few years since I live in Spain. So I actually live in Spain now, and I consume a lot of content in French, which is why my French, I really make an active effort to keep that up to scratch. I watch a lot of YouTube in French, and I do practice a lot of speaking in French. Whereas Italian, I only really practice when I go to Italy once or twice a year, and it's just not really enough. So yeah, I am not as confident with this one, although this is kind of my second native language, so it's kind of funny what happens when you don't practice so much. For some reason, I just recorded the Italian one and then it didn't record, so I have to record it again, but I feel like a bit of a fraud because I struggled my way through that one at the beginning, but now I feel like I've rehearsed it, so maybe it's going to be better. So the topic I chose for Italian is la natura, nature. Allora, stavo dicendo che la natura siamo noi, gli esseri umani, facciamo parte della natura, quindi e siamo circondati dalla natura. Per me, quando penso alla natura, penso al colore verde, perché, non so, le piante sono verdi, gli alberi sono verdi, le montagne, l'erba, c'è tanta verde. Quando penso alla natura penso a questo colore. A me piacciono un sacco gli alberi, non so perché sono tutti diversi, speciali, mi piacciono molto. Infatti la città in cui vivo, Gandia, in Spagna, è una città di alberi, così chiamata, riconosciuta dall'Unione Europea, penso, per una città degli alberi. Non so esattamente cosa voglia dire, però ecco, alberi. I feel like it's really interesting for you guys to just see me talk on the spot about a random topic. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to invite you to do the same. If you're learning a foreign language and you want to practice your speaking skills, basically what I'm saying is talk to yourself. And it can seem a little bit random and weird and like, I don't know what to talk about, but use topics. I think using topics is just a great idea to give yourself some ideas of what to talk about. And it's just something that you can monologue on for like a minute, like I've done, or even longer if you want. And be okay with the fact that you're going to have some hesitation, and in fact, invite some hesitation into your language because it's super natural. I think even when we speak our native languages, we hesitate. And I'm actually doing this kind of unscripted. I'm doing this conversation just like as a little chat. And so yeah, you guys can see when I'm speaking my native language of English, I'm hesitating. I'm using the word maybe I use the word like, I don't know. Maybe there's a word that I repeat quite a lot and you can let me know in the comments. So the reason that we find speaking as a skill quite hard to master, I really think is due to the opportunity that we actually have to practice it. Because it's really easy. I think a lot of people say, oh, I'm most confident with reading because that's something that we can do very often, very easily, and we can do it independently without any pressure as well. I think obviously with speaking, it's a lot on the spot, so there's that added pressure. But I think really going back to that, the lack of practice is really why we're not as confident with our speaking. So often we think that we need a partner or a teacher, a language exchange person to be able to practice with, but I want to tell you that that isn't the case. So I am all about talking out loud, talking to yourself in the foreign language. And that's what I've done with all of the languages that I speak. That's really what I say is why I have the level that I have in the languages and the confidence to speak. So the way you can start this is by listening. So listening is the most important thing. If you want to improve your speaking, you need to work on listening. You just need to listen. You need to absorb a lot. And I do that with, for example, my French, which you saw was maybe my most confident language when I just did my little challenge. Because I consume so much French listening. I listen to so much French on YouTube, I watch so many French vlogs, and vlogs are brilliant because they include natural language. It's kind of just like talking to the camera, a bit like this. There's hesitation, there's repetition. So I use vlogs to really practice my French rather than watching films and things. It's also up-to-date language, more current, depending the age of people that you watch as well. You'll get different styles of language on the themes and the formalities and everything. But yeah, I definitely think start by listening and picking out on those little filler words and the things that people repeat the most. So in French, I feel like I probably say voilà quite a lot because of the people that I watch. They say voilà quite a lot. And I think people who learn English, they probably start saying like quite a lot because native speakers, we say like quite a lot. So I would say listen out for those filler words and start repeating them, just repeating them by yourself. And then you can hopefully slowly build up to just kind of more monologues like I just did with my challenge. And obviously all of this depends on the level you are. So I'm trying to give kind of general overall advice that could apply to every level, but we could go into a little bit more detail depending on your level. So if you are a specific level and you want to know exactly how you can practice, then please leave me a comment and I will reply and I'll let you know. So I hope you found that video useful. It was really fun actually to record. And I invite you guys to have a go at the challenge in the language that you're learning. I think it will be really cool for yourself to actually see what you can say. And remember, hesitation is okay, filler words are okay. So yeah, I invite you to go away and find your favorite little filler words and start using them every few sentences that you use in that foreign language. If it is French that you're learning, voilà is a good one. If it's Spanish, pues no sé, nada, a lot of learning how to say in the language I think is good, because in English it's very much in French in Spanish it's more like and yeah, I'm sure there's different ums, but that's kind of an interesting thing. But it's, yeah, a lot of the a lot of the like unspoken, like the non-verbal words are very much important in foreign languages. So like I said, learning how to say is very important in that language, because just like you do it in your native language, you'll want to do it in that language. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I have missed recording on YouTube for sure, but I'm back with a much better camera, much better recording kind of system. So I'm super excited to make some new videos. I've also been working on some new books. So if you don't know, I am an author of language learning books, and I have a whole series of books. I think I have over 50 books now, and yeah, they're doing very well, and I'm very happy with how the books are working and going around, making their way around the world. It's really exciting. So yeah, I will leave a link to my website and to my books so you can check them out. And I do have many other videos on my books, and also just tips and tricks for language learning and improving and all of that. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.